Hello everybody, and welcome to the Komeer Payments webinar. My name is Pat Walsh and I'm the CEO of Komeer, and delighted to be here with you today to introduce our new payment service. I know there's been a lot of inquiries and we have a lot of people online today, so absolutely delighted to share this with you. I'm going to run through the agenda of what we're going to cover and give you some, I suppose, realistic expectations of what we're going to achieve in the next 30 minutes. So the agenda for today and what we'd like you to take away from this, first, we hope you enjoy it and can go away after this 30 minutes with a really good idea how to get using our new Komeer payment service and cover most of the questions that you will have. So I'll start with an introduction, give you some reassurance on our security measures, on the payment services themselves and the partners we have involved. Give a practical demonstration to show how you can easily get started collecting payments as number two. Number three, reporting. So we have developed, I suppose, a suite of very tight reports, which we believe is everything you need, which will cover payments by individuals, by children, and also by payments. So we'll cover that at the end and be delighted to have your feedback and questions on that. And also at the very end of the webinar, we have an exclusive offer for you to get involved in our beta payments program, which hopefully you'll be interested in and be worth waiting for. So I'll cover that at the end of the webinar before the end of the 30 minutes. So I'm going to just progress on and give you an overview of what we have achieved with the new Komeer Communications and Payments Service. Really, really important to understand the vision of Komeer in that you now will have your communications, activities and payments all in one place for your school, or creche, or activities. And that means that you'll be able to send alert messages to parents on a daily basis, organize activities. Komeer, as you know, if you're using Komeer already, has the functionality to organize events, football matches, school trips, outdoor activities, in addition to everyday messages. And now we have payments available, and that's all in one place. So there's no need anymore for separate payment or texting services. There's no need now to pay for standalone payment systems and standalone texting systems. Komeer will do all that and more in one easy to use service. Secondly, Komeer is uniquely child-centric, and I'll give you some good examples of that as we progress. So you'll see that you can organize your payments by the parents, you can bill the parents, but also you can do it by the students or children. Okay, and we facilitate both, and you'll see that on the screens that I present now in a few minutes. Really important that Komeer is child-centric. Also, Komeer is full 360 communications. So it's not only by old style expensive SMS, Komeer will communicate alerts, activities, and now payments by the app, which is obviously the best way, which is free on the app stores, but also by email, by SMS, the old traditional way, and also with our new web services, website plugin that I'll demonstrate to you. So basically nobody will be left out. If a parent does not install the app, they'll still receive the payments and all your communications via email, SMS and web. Komeer uniquely also handles third-party payments. So that is where perhaps you're collecting payments maybe for a trip, but you do not want to handle the cash or payments. You want the payment to go directly to, for example, the tour operator or the bus operator or the individual coming in to give the course. So that is possible with Komeer as an advanced feature, but I will show it to you. Really, really important for those of you who have been following our webinars and following our progress, you'll see that Komeer includes some really strong GDPR data and data privacy functionality to help you with your compliance and also to reduce your administration time. So for example, within the app itself, we have included a number of what we call GDPR self-service functions to really answer the call for the 8 new data privacy principles. So the user can update their own data, they can erase their own data, they can unsubscribe and subscribe to different communications from you without contacting you and taking up your time. And again, it's fully compliant. Okay. The boring bit now, I'll skip through this fast, and please, if you have any questions on this, contact us at help@komeer.com or call us. I'll give our contact details at the end. You can also go through komeer.com website, komeer.com website. But to run through this and provide some reassurance on Komeer Payments and our GDPR compliance. Firstly, we're hosted on EU Amazon Web Services with the latest security protocols, so it's the best you can get. We use all the latest data encryption, data backup, and upgrade services. You don't have to worry about that. We manage that all for you. All the logins are fully encrypted, and we use what's known as salting and hashing on the passwords, which are industry standards of the highest security measures. From day one on the journey of Komeer, we have engaged with the Data Protection Commissioner, obviously a lot this year prior to May 25th, but to reassure you on our journey and the features we introduce, we do engage with the Data Protection Commissioner to make sure that what we offer you is fully compliant. We have a great team here in Clonshaugh in North Dublin. Komeer is being developed in-house here in Dublin, and we work on monthly sprints, so we'd be delighted to engage with you and get feedback with you on how we can improve Komeer and what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. We're all in-house, we support Komeer in-house, and we've really a super team that's here to serve you and make sure you're getting the best out of Komeer. General data protection regulation compliance, I mentioned that. We operate under the 4 Eyes principle, and that means that for every major decision on data, we have at least 2 people present to make those decisions. Specifically on payments, Komeer Payments that we are now introducing, it's secure payment and collection of fees. It's PCI level 1 compliance, and we've opted to be a partner of Stripe. I'm sure everyone by now has heard of Stripe. So Stripe is now the market leader in developer payment service. It has the highest level of compliance, which is PCI level 1, which is for payments and credit processing. There is no higher standard, and that's why we've worked with Stripe to provide our Komeer payment services. Payments, as I mentioned, can be done by the Komeer app, email, SMS, and web. Also, Komeer will handle card, cash, check, and refunds. So old style, which obviously you want to move away from. But in the meantime, Komeer will also provide functionality to accept those type of payments. I mentioned we handle non-school payments, so third-party payments. We demonstrate that. The money is transferred directly to your bank, and we want to be 100% clear on that. Komeer does not hold any credit card details, any of the parents' money. That goes direct to Stripe, and Stripe then release that to your bank account. So we need to be quickly clear on that. There is no holding period by Komeer. We purely facilitate the transaction and make it really, really easy to collect money and to report on the process, but full security is covered by Stripe. And that removes a lot of work from you, so you don't have to handle credit cards, you don't have to worry about payments and compliance and handling cash. All that process is handled for you. There's full transparency, reports and audit trail. And lastly, and most importantly from our vision, is we're making Komeer Payments, as with everything we do in Komeer, to be as simple and fast to use with no fuss as possibly as we can. We believe, specifically with payments, we've created the easiest payment system available to use, and hopefully you'll agree with me as I progress. So what we're going to do now is jump straight in and give you a live demo of Komeer Payments working. So please bear with me. So this is the Komeer website. Sorry, the Komeer dashboard, I apologize. The website looks like that. The Komeer dashboard looks like this. So hopefully all of you will be familiar with the dashboard by now, and you'll know about our groups, how you can set up and add groups, and how you can assign users and how you have app users and so on, people you want to communicate with, and how we also have the children option because Komeer is child-centric. So I'm not going to cover that now. If you do need help, feel free to contact us. Jumping straight to alerts, you will see the big difference now is, whilst up to now we've had where you can create an alert, you can create an event, which means you key in the time and date. We now have payment. So to request a payment, all you have to do is click on payment. You key in a title. So for example, it might be bus trip. You select who you want to collect the money from. It's just the same as the messaging, the alert messaging. So in this case, I'll send it to a third class. And third class is quite a small class, as an example in this case. It has 15 users in total. That's 9 app users and 6 by email. And I can type my message. It's free typing. So I can put in dear user first name, please pay €40 now for their child's name's school trip. Simple as that. Thank you, school principal. So nice and short and to the point. I can, of course, add a website or add an image there if I wished to make it look even better. But as you can see, I'm not limited to 160 characters like a web text. I can pretty much put in what I want. Moving on now below, I then select the bank account I want that paid into. So for example, it could be directly into the school bank account. I just select that there now, or it could be to a third party, but I'll give it that separately. Typically, it'll be to the school bank account or the crash bank account if you are a crash or club. Now, if you don't have Stripe configured, let me show you how to do it, and we've made it as easy as possible. So the first time you use Komeer Payments, this here is going to be blank. It's going to come up with add new account. When you click on add new account, it'll launch our Komeer Stripe partner page. And it's a one page that you must complete. It's very easy to do. It's just looking for a little bit of detail about you. Some of this is not mandatory. Your website, basic details about your school or your club. Most important bit is at the bottom, where you key in your IBAN number. Okay, your IBAN number, it verifies it. You key in your email address and a password. Make sure, please, you remember the password. Once you do that, your Stripe account is automatically created and you're ready to use Komeer Payments. It's as painless as that, really, really easy to do. You can do this in about 3 or 4 minutes. There's no charge. The Stripe account is completely free. Okay, so what that does is it sets you up securely, so Stripe will route payments from Komeer directly into your account. I'm just going to cancel in this case, but that's all you have to do. You authorize access once you have the details keyed in. I'm just going to cancel this time because I already have a Stripe account set up with a bank account. And I'll return to here. I'll just choose, for example, a dummy bank account in this case, one we have set up called Sky Business Centers. I have an option here to accept a transaction charge. Okay, so if I accept a transaction charge, we will actually pay the charge. So the processing charge on, for example, in this case, I'm just going to put down as €1 for this demonstration, not the full €40, but I could say €40 there. It calculates the actual fee that's due to Stripe and for the processing of that card. The fees we have come up with are a range of fees to keep as low as possible. Approximately they're 2.4% plus a 25-cent processing charge, depending on what package you decide to go with Komeer and the volume of transactions you're putting through. But even at that, that is a good bit cheaper than PayPal and other payment services. So we believe we'll be quite competitive on that, and there'll be no surprises. You key in a payment reference, school, tour, bus free, and expiry date. So for example, this is the date that you must pay this bill by. We've let it default to a week, but you can extend it if you wish, maybe to the end of the month. Okay, so to recap, all I have to do is put in a title. I choose the group I want to send it to. I put in the detail here. I put in the bank I want the money to finish up into, the actual charge amount. I choose whether I'm going to accept the actual charge, or will the parent be actually charged for the fee. Then that will be automatically done. And the actual expiry date. It's as simple as that. I can click preview to see what it'll look like when it arrives on the parent's phone. That's what it's going to look like. So if there's any mistakes, I can fix it. And then all I have to do is click send now. And that is sent out. That's a live one going out. You can hear it beeping in the background. That request for payment is now gone out, in this case, to 15 parents. Okay, as simple as that. All you have to do now is sit back and wait for the money to come in. Okay, now I'll move on and show you what's that going to look like on the actual parent's phone when it arrives. So the app screens, and you can try it out yourself, but this is what it's going to look like. You'll see some sample screens. It comes up on your phone on the Komeer app with Pay Now. It gives you the information you've keyed in. They click on Pay Now, and it comes up. If they already have their Visa or credit card details already in, they can choose to save that. Alternatively, they can key it in again each time. Again, I stress this is powered by Stripe, so the information is encrypted. There are no credit card details being held by Komeer or the school or the club. It's all done with Stripe. Okay, so it comes up with, let them select how they want to pay. They click to confirm payment. If there's any charges, it'll let them know what the charges will be. Otherwise, it'll give the amount and confirm payment as yes, and it processes that payment. Okay, it just takes a few seconds in a live transaction. And then we have an option to, go back there, option to see the history. So on the app, it'll actually display the history of payments that the parent has made. So if they have any questions, they can see when was made, what the amount was, is for the school, what it was for, and also what picture of their children it was for. Because remember, I said Komeer is child-centric, so even there's a number of children, Komeer will separate it out automatically. Okay. Also, if a parent, another parent or a guardian tries to go in and pay again, Komeer will warn them that it's already being paid. So you can see that it actually says already paid. So there's no fear of parents paying twice. And it's extremely secure. The parents need to log in to access this information. On the actual Komeer account, I mentioned GDPR. The details are there, but they're stored encrypted. Anytime the parents can remove their data, they have full control. They can change their email and password. So again, it's an awful lot of GDPR functionality built into the app to save you time. Okay, so that is back to have done a payment, and in that case by the Komeer app. I'll now also show you what happens by email. So also, if the parents don't have the app installed, it will go to them by email. So you can see in this case, here's the bus trip. The parents can receive that by email. It includes the school logo. Please pay for the trip. Here's some samples I did earlier on, and it tells them to click here to visit the website appkomeer.com to pay that. Okay, so they won't be left out. It'll go by email as well. Another option is from the school website. So here's a sample school website. We have now a plugin available for you that you can put on your website. It looks a bit like this, and it can simply be added to your website, whether it's in WordPress or whatever that your website is done in. We can give you the details to add on. And all the parent has to do is click on login. It will come up with the actual app on the screen. They key in their secure password and to enter the Komeer app on the website, and it comes up, as you can see, with the full details within your school or your club website. Okay, so they don't need the app, they don't need SMS, and in fact, if you go directly in, they don't even need email. So all you have to do is directly onto your website, and they can make that payment. So in this case, I'll actually do a live payment now, and I'll pay this €1. So I click on Pay Now, choose the card I want to pay with, and click Confirm Payment. And as you can see, it just takes a few seconds to confirm the payment, and it's done. That's a live transaction I've just done there. And I can click on See History, see the history. So the parent has full access, whether it's on the website, email, and I'll show you SMS now in a moment, to payments and your communications. So as you can see, it also includes your, for example, the communications as well. There's an invitation to a hurling game, for example. So it's not just payments there on the web app, the web plugin. You can see there's great communications as well. There's something cancelled, hurling game cancelled. There's hurling training and so on. Okay, so payments, events, and communications all done via the app, your website, email, and also SMS. Okay, so I'll just move back to the dashboard. Here we are. Now, on the dashboard itself, I'm just going to copy this one. So we have a question there about texting. So in relation to texting, if you wish to also text out this message, what you can do is click on the advanced options and send to SMS users as well. So it'll go to app, email, and SMS if that's what you wish to do. Now, obviously, if you're sending several lines of text, it can work out expensive because with texting systems, you are charged per text message for 160 characters. So we'd recommend you reduce the message down, and Komeer does tell you how many characters you've used. And I can add a link there, for example, to go to the Komeer Payments and include that in the text message. Okay, and that text message is then sent out to your users who do not have the app installed or have not received it by email. So make sure that everyone gets the message. So you have app, email, SMS, and as I've mentioned already, you have your plugin for your website. So make sure everyone's covered and gets the message. Okay, so hope that answers the SMS question. The SMS is enabled up here under advanced options, and you just click on it to send the message also by SMS. Okay, that will give them the link to the website, and you log in then and make the payment. We do insist for security you log in. We know there are some systems where it's just a link. Our strong advice from the Data Protection Commissioner is simply that it's not good enough, that they need to identify themselves before they make a payment. And that is why when you go to the web app, which is here, we do insist they log in to identify themselves. It also means that your data is fully correct, and you know who the payment is coming from and what's happened. Okay, so moving on to some of interesting on the dashboard itself. So I've now sent some payment requests out and make some payments. So I can see, for example, this one, there's one payment that has come through, 14 have not paid yet. If I wish to drill down on that, I can click on the bus trip, alert has gone out, click on our responses, and I can see who has paid and what they have paid and when they have paid. Okay, I can see who hasn't paid yet. So I can see the parents who have not paid their bill yet. Simple as that. I can choose to export that, and that will go out in an Excel file like so, giving you full details for your reports, really with totals showing you who has paid, who has not paid, and obviously it's live and up to date, and it really is very automatic, reduces work. As I mentioned a number of times, because Komeer is very child-centric, you can also click on children, and that will display the payments by the children or students' names. So it shows you that the payment has been received for this child, and the children who have not been paid for are these children here. Okay, if I click back on users, it'll display the actual users' names, typically their parents. Okay, so that is the responses. I also have reports, and on the reports, we've tried to present this information to you as simply as possible. On the main transaction screen, you'll see a detail of every single user and what they've been billed. You can see the amount they've paid, the amount that's due. The green symbol means they've paid and when they've paid. Again, you have options to export that information out if you wish, and also export data, sorry, here. If I click on any one user, for example, Sarah Murphy here, it drills down to show you that user's account. So this is Sarah Murphy, who's a parent. I can see everything we have billed Sarah for, school voluntary contribution, for example, and I can see at the bottom of the screen the total amount Sarah is being billed, what she's paid, and what Sarah owes now. So it's really, really clear. I can export that out if I wish to an Excel file, print it off, give it to the parent, or email it to the parent to catch it if I wish. If there's any queries, I have that functionality there. So it's really easy to see an account of what each parent has paid and what money is due in using the transactions. We also have the payments, payouts, and the payouts is a list of what payments are on the way to your bank account. The first time you use Komeer with Stripe enabled, it takes a bit longer because Stripe in the background is verifying that everything is okay. So for the first time, it takes between 5 and 7 days. It then gets quicker. And we have set Komeer automatically to do a payout on a daily basis. Now you can change that if you wish. So once money is available in Stripe, we have set the system up so it will automatically just transfer that to your bank account. You'll be able to reconcile that really easily. So for example, here we've one for €15, and I can click on the information and see what that payment consists of. Okay, so this will exactly match what appears in your bank account. You can export that as well. So you'll be able to reconcile what payments appear in your bank account. The date will be the same, the arrival date, the amount will be the same. Okay, so making reconciliation would be really, really easy. Okay, we have a few minutes left. I hope that gives you a good overview. There are other advanced features very quickly. For example, you have an option if you're doing a Komeer payment to choose a different bank account. So for example, we've been working with Joe Walsh Tours and potentially other tour operators. So for example, if you're organizing a school trip abroad and using a tour operator, you can set Komeer payments up so the payments will go directly to the tour operator. And it means that the school does not have to handle the money. And I believe that's a big issue. We're told that's a big issue for schools, that they do not want to handle third-party money. So we facilitated that. You can simply add a Stripe account for the tour operator or someone you want to pay directly. And Komeer will request the payment, manage the reports for you, but the money will be routed through to the third party, and we've had a lot of demand for that, but obviously by default it'll go to your main bank account. I mentioned cash payments are possible. So on reports, for example, I can add a cash payment. If someone walks in with a check or cash, I can choose, say, the bus trip, choose who has made the payment, for which child, and you can process a payment for that directly into Komeer and keep it up to date. But obviously the app or the communications I've shown you by app, email or web are the best way of doing it. There are options also to refund the money. So if I go back to our alert screen, I can, this is a question I see we've just been asked, I can, on our responses, refund the individual amount, refund payment here, or refund all payments made if your trip is cancelled, for example. So that's a lot. I hope that's pretty clear. I return now to the presentation to finish off and tell you about our special offer. I hope you found that interesting. I hope you see that it's really, really, really easy to use. As always with Komeer, you can copy a previous alert or payment, so you don't have to type the whole item in again, and you use templates. But we feel it's super fast, simple, and very secure for you to collect payments and to receive payments. So back to our webinar, our presentation webinar to finish off with. So there were some of the app screens I mentioned. Our special offer for you is our new payments service. It's our first version, it's our beta version. The response and feedback so far has been fantastic, especially because obviously it's now all embedded within our communication service. So you don't need a separate payment service. You can have the communications, payments, and event organization all on one system. So we have an offer for those of you who'd like to be one of the first to try out our new Komeer Payments Beta service, and that is if you sign up to use it before August 31st. So I think that gives you about 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks. By contacting us at help@komeer.com, or the contact details I'll give you. And in return for your feedback, we'll arrange 60 days free usage. Also extra help with your setup and training to make sure you get started. And probably most really good is we give you access to our developer channel to give your feedback of what you would like in our payments and communications. So you'll be joining, if you like, a very exclusive club and finding out about our releases on a first basis, exclusive basis, which we think will be a benefit to you and give you direct channel and direct feedback to our developer team. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please consider a special offer there. Delighted to hear from you. And again, my name is Pat Walsh. In conclusion, there are lots of videos and guides and blogs on our website. That's our email, and there are telephone numbers. So we look forward to hearing from you, and thank you very much for attending the webinar. Bye for now.